This is one different artist to you. So you have not seen this guy before.
I'm on overtime here, man.
All right, from Paul Westerhouse. Do Samson, What About Us with Pew Pew. I wanted you here for it.
Okay.
And justifiably so. So we're going to check this one out. Cloudcam. Got to buy the song. Want to make sure we support the artists. This video is brought to you by the Freethinkers Rebellion. That's you. There's a lot of people that contribute to the channel. And when I do the edited videos, I like to layer in who supports. That's really cool. So I appreciate it. It pays for these songs, pays for the content upgrades, and makes it so I can tell my wife that I'm working when I'm in here screwing around listening to music with Armando. Thank you so much. All right, guys, let's get right into this. Because if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Don't tread on me. Those are words that I stand by, homie. It doesn't mean I'm gangster, it doesn't mean I'm country. It means that my life is in my hands only. I don't have money for security, I don't have armed guards that I keep snug around me. You don't think I deserve protection like you do, and that means you don't give a fuck about me.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers for that.
Oh, God. What'd you put in this thing?
That's the special water.
Oh, I like the special water.
Special water.
I used to have a hairstyle like that.
No, you didn't.
I did. I had a mullet once. Straight up.
If I can find it, I will edit it in.
Oh, I'll find you the picture.
Yes. Yes. Send it. Send it. That's too funny. It's a glorious mullet. That's true. I think we can't even argue.
Don't tread on me. Those are words that I stand by, homie. It doesn't mean I'm gangster, it doesn't mean I'm country. It means that my life is in my hands only. I don't have money for security, I don't have armed guards that I keep snug around me. You don't think I deserve protection like you do, and that means you don't give a fuck about me. Gated community, that's what you live in. Hatred and mutiny, that's what we live in. So
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think here he's just drawing a contrast against the elites versus the commoner. Or so-called commoner, that is.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you see, like, Cory Bush saying...
Dude, yeah, again,
like,
this... Okay, so here's his deal. All these idiots, you know this because we're sick and tired of watching the same damn videos, right?
Yep.
All of these bozos up there, okay, in the Senate or whatever, we got to get rid of the AR-15s. We don't need assault weapons ban. We need this kind of ban and that kind of ban. But yet, when you leave that building and you go out into D.C., you've got armed security all around you. So where is this whole...
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I think Cory Bush married her, like, security detail lead and then paid him from campaign stuff. So, you know, that's not
Dude, yeah, whatever.
shady already.
Not going down that rabbit hole right now because this gets me froggy.
give a fuck about me. Gated community, that's what you live in. Hatred and mutiny, that's what we live in. So come down here and hang with us for a minute. See if you leave with the same fucking opinion. Who's gonna help me out if I get robbed? What if somebody were to beat up my mother? Who's gonna be there to save our lives? You? Nah, me, motherfucker. I'm the
Were you ready? Were you ready?
Wait, hold on a second. Wait. Time out for a moment. I'm a visual person, right? So I have to make an inspection. Hold on. That's a Garrison. I have one. Just saying, that's a badass piece. I like it. Yes.
Yes.
I'm a fan.
Now, is that your custom?
Yeah, bro.
The remodeled?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That is a nice piece. That's a very nice piece.
beat up my mother. Who's gonna be there to save our lives? You? Nah, me, motherfucker. I'm the only one that's got my back. It's dog eat dog, these are not no cats. There's cops in Michigan that can't even respond to their calls because their cars ain't got no gas. Great. Police don't have...
Just so you know, I did not edit that in. He posted in.
Gretchen Whitmer, are you out there?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Like
bitch.
Oh man, it's so bad. Like you can't even argue it. It's like what JD was saying earlier, where he's like, the cops don't even have gas, but you're saying we can't defend ourselves. Really?
Mike Ross coming in with the chat, bro. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah, they don't want to ban assault weapons. It's assault weapons. They're evil banshees and ghosts in Congress and the Senate. Yeah.
Have any fuel, you don't know if they'll arrive when you call them. The babies are starving, my girlfriend can't find a tampon, and yet somehow you and I are the problem. I've never...
What?
Yeah, well, he's saying there's supply shortages. He said the babies are starving. My sister couldn't find formula for her baby. Like, they had the entire
I remember
family.
that. I remember that. Yeah.
It's a Mexican family. There's a lot of us. And it took everybody looking around up in New York where she was at to find the formula for the baby. It was crazy. And so he's like, yeah, babies are starving, can't find tampons, we've got like the gas problems. And then you're like, no, it's you, the common man, and your right to defend yourself. That's the big issue we need to focus on. It's a bunch of crap.
Babies are starving, my girlfriend can't find a tampon, and yet somehow you and I are the problem. I've never bought a gun without having my background scanned and approved. The only loophole I've seen on a gun is the one that you put a fucking lanyard through. It's not true that you can go to the store and just swipe your card and get a Glock and run. It's funny, the people that say that shit have literally never even shot one.
That is so spot on.
That
I
is.
gotta laugh at that because he's a gun culture guy.
Yeah.
I get it because
Yes.
that was a hidden little gem there.
Right.
You know, the whole lanyard
The
thing.
lanyard.
Yeah. That was
That's
was
the
awesome.
loophole. That's the gun loophole. That's the only gun loophole. I mean, I'm not going to say for the sake of everyone's knowledge, but I've bought a few firearms. Armando, you've gotten a few. You know the process. Like, you got to get your background checked. I have a CCL. So I got basically somebody who has a concealed carry license has on average a cleaner record than your average police officer.
Yeah.
And it's not close either.
Little caveat moment. You know where I'm going tomorrow, right? After I drop off the truck to have it inspected.
Range day?
No.
No, where?
LGS, man. Local gun store.
Oh, yeah.
LGS.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. So I'm sure your wallet's going to be a little lighter and your trunk's going to be a little heavier.
No, not at all. You know how people do the whole sneaker thing, right? Where you buy sneakers, right, that are uber expensive. I mean, stuff. I got a friend that actually does that shit and makes a lot of money at it. Well, I kind of do the same thing. You know, I grab stuff that I really don't use or rarely use, and you know, I'm trying to do a trade in and get a hold of something that
you want.
That's been on my I have one that's on my wish list, and it's been there for like, no joke, it's been there for like 5 years because they're hard to come by.
Wow.
LGS just got one in. I called them on the phone. I said, put that aside. I'll be there tomorrow.
Of course.
Anyway,
Yes.
soon to come on one of my review videos.
Yeah, for
but
real.
Let's go.
Dumbass. Hey, Matthew McConaughey. Shut the fuck up. Just because you've murdered people on screen doesn't mean you know shit about guns, you dumb fuck. What? You worried about us? What about all of those violent movies that you played? How about you go talk to Alec Baldwin before you start telling me what to do, okay?
Oh my God, this guy's awesome. He just ripped his ass up. Oh.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin, he's like, I didn't pull the trigger.
It wasn't in the script for the trigger to be pulled.
Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them, never.
No, of course not. It just went bang on its own.
One of the things he said as well was that he definitively did not pull the trigger. He released the barrel.
The hammer.
Now, the hammer, sorry. Yes, you're absolutely right. Sorry, Ben. He released the hammer. I don't really know anything about guns, but is that possible?
This is a replica of the same gun that he used.
Yeah.
And to work this gun, you have to perform two deliberate acts. First, you have to pull the hammer back. It makes 3 distinct clicks while you do that. And then to get it to fire, you have to press the trigger. If you depress the trigger and then pull the hammer back and release it, you can still get the gun to fire. However, in no circumstance, when you have the hammer cocked, will the gun fire without the trigger being depressed.
That's false. No. What I You just lied. What? No.
Swoosh, and that's the game! Nothing further, Your Honor.
bitch pulled it off.
Doesn't matter, the contract's void.
Order. Order. Right?
And then, yeah, it was ridiculous.
Uvalde, I was horrified by it. That's your hometown, you were born right by it. It probably cuts deep, and I hope that it does, cause you work in an industry that glorifies violence. It's more your fault than it will ever be mine. Lord only knows how many crimes that you've influenced throughout your whole career, cause I've seen you kill people plenty of times.
That's a crazy concept. So you're saying to all the Hollywood gun grabber types, you're like, dude, you guys literally murder people on TV in fantasy land.
But it's okay for them to do it.
And it's okay for you. It's like, oh yeah, but I'm the badass Jason Bourne guy. Like, it's fine. But then you're like, but the average person can't defend themselves against psychopaths like you portrayed in your movies, which do exist.
Well, and nothing against this guy, but you know, obviously everybody here, well, today's date, it just came out. John Wick, Chapter 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it just came out. It's in the theaters right now. One of my friends' local gun stores down in South Florida just got, and it's called the John Wick Chapter 4 Hollywood gun. Okay, it's literally some custom pistol. That sucker's about like this. It is stupid sick. It's got like a 1 1/4 pound trigger pull with like a 1 millimeter reset, and it's just out of this world.
Like you couldn't even, like, you just have to like just keep it on the range bench there.
Oh no, it's definitely a safe queen. You definitely don't want to carry this. This is strictly for going to the range. It's too dangerous to carry. But the owner of that shop actually went to the release debut before it was released to the general public, the John Wick Chapter 4 film. Right. And he hooked up with Terran Tactical, who does all of John Wick's Glock work stuff. I actually got some parts I got in today from them.
Of course.
What?
Just keep going.
Dude, it's for a Glock that I got. And you haven't seen my Glock. You haven't seen a Glock like the one that I have.
I'm sure.
I'll bring it in one day. Anyway, never mind. You know how much that puppy's going for? Because they sent him 4. And these are like, you know, one of maybe 10.
No.
He's got 4. You can't touch it for under $7K. Wow. Just being real. So, again, going back to his point about Hollywood, you know, they have people that manufacture these, whether they're fake or they're real, whatever, that they just look absolutely insane. Insane. Yeah. Okay? What are you doing? What do you think the average person, oh my God, I got to get me one of them. So what are you doing? You guys are the best gun salespeople in the world, but yet you're the most anti-gun people in the world.
Matthew McConaughey, very famous actor who comes from the town of Uvalde in Texas, that saw that shocking school massacre. Now, he's gone to his hometown and he's provided support and succor, and good on him for doing that. And he's spoken out to try and get some bipartisan agreement before some gun control. That's good. Good on him for all of that. But I just wonder, as a bloke who's made a lot of movies and violent movies, whether he and Hollywood aren't part of the problem. Here's some of his filmography.
When the lion's hungry, he eats.
Yeah, you don't want to steal our corn and our mule. Gentlemen.
Hey!
Because I brought this. You got one chance to turn around and leave.
Yeah, Liz, if part of the problem here is a culture of violence and a culture of fascination with gun violence, isn't Hollywood part of the problem?
Hollywood is just so packed full of hypocrites, Chris. It does my head in. The same can go for the sexualization of society. They scream their heads off about consent. They scream their heads off about domestic violence, and yet consistently produced movie after movie and TV series after TV series that glorifies violence, sexual norms, and other practices. I mean, and the same goes here for guns, as you rightly pointed out. The thing is, the fact remains, guns have been around for a very long time now. We simply haven't seen this level of shootings. So we're not addressing the core issues by simply clamping down on access to guns. And please, can someone please explain to me how criminals obey laws anyway? Because we're talking about the exact kind of people who will get their hands on them regardless of what laws you pass. I'm sorry, that's just the case.
Yeah.
So what the hell's going on? Right? Anyway.
No, that's crazy. You're right.
My caveat moment.
How many crimes that you've influenced throughout your whole career? Cause I've seen you kill people plenty of times. What do you think is gonna cause a shooting? A YouTube video of a gun review? Or a Hollywood murder scene that seems so realistic it looks like it's from the news? So next time that you wanna point your finger with a stupid opinion and chime in with it, remember, it ain't me that they're trying to be like, dog. It's you that they're trying to mimic. I feel way more safe in a place where the people are legally armed. If something happens like a mass shooting, I have a way less chance of being lethally harmed. A criminal is gonna think twice if he knows everybody is a piece underneath their clothes. And Mayor Lightfoot will probably tell you different, but have you seen Chicago? And no.
Very active scene indeed. Hundreds of officers working this investigation. There are reports, unconfirmed by Chicago police, of multiple people shot at Michigan and Washington, also Michigan and Wabash. The Chicago Fire Department, we're told, is here along with paramedics and Chicago SWAT teams, all assisting in this investigation. Now, the chaos here downtown began or erupted just before 8 p.m. Several hundred young people traveling in groups, kids seen jumping barricades into Millennium Park, also jumping on top of cars. Other reports indicated large groups trying to force their way into the Art Institute. 10 minutes or so ago, my photographer and I, Raphael, we heard at least 4 gunshots while we were standing at Michigan and Washington. We ran along with another TV news crew just to get to safety. Maybe 5 minutes after that, we heard even more gunshots. And so right now, Chicago police are trying to clear this area. If you can see from where I'm standing right now, gridlock traffic indeed.
Oh, yeah. And there you go. Bingo. There it is. There it is.
That is. Statistics, like you just look at it. Look at it.
We don't have to worry about Squidward anymore. She's gone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know how much better the replacement's going to be, but still had to happen.
And Mayor Lightfoot will probably tell you different, but have you seen Chicago? And no, before you ask, I don't want to be like Canada either, and I don't want to be like Australia. I'm sick of everybody using them as the humanity meter. There's a reason that they can do whatever they want to their citizens, like fucking throw them in camps. And there's a reason that our government doesn't even try that shit, because they know that they can't. If you don't think for one split second that if...
Okay, we had to pause. Like, once again, I did not edit that in. Like, that's...
Oh, that was priceless.
And they did. They threw them in camps.
Yeah.
So they did that in Australia. They did it all over the world. I mean, the Rona era showed us how vulnerable the people who gave up their firearms were. Because the people who still had them, they didn't mess with them. They were like, hey, we recommend you do whatever. And we say, we recommend you mind your business. And then that was the end of it. But then those places, like they got old ladies getting beaten up by the cops for going to church. Like it was crazy.
Well, we know an Australian.
Yes, we do.
Okay. And we had conversations at length with him about the whole gun situation over in Australia when they just basically said, no, hey, done, gone. We're picking them up. Their crime went through the roof.
Oh, I believe it.
Through the roof.
And there's more guns now than there were before Port Arthur.
Yep.
So it's like they didn't even actually get rid of them. It's just the people who were willing to get rid of them got rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't have our Second Amendment, the government wouldn't overstep its boundaries and make us do shit even when we're against it. You're out of your mind. I don't give a damn where you stand or how or what you vote. That's dandy and fine if you trust Uncle Sam, but I, for one, fucking don't. And why would I? What have they done? Give me a reason for me to believe them. They want to trade me a little security in exchange for a big-ass piece of my freedom. They don't want to take away guns because they care about you and they want to keep you safe at night. They want to take away guns because it's easy to control people if they don't have any way to fight.
Hello, Canada. There you go.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
There is JT's prime objective. There you have it. That's 100%. Why Canada is the way that it is because of that freaking mentality.
Yeah. Because you just see them in the parliament areas lying and lying and lying and lying over again, and you can't do anything about it. They're just sitting there lying to you. And then they pass legislation based on all these lies. And then ultimately the people are just screwed. Like, you got nothing, no rights, no protection. There's a guy in Canada who's like in jail or going to jail, charged for murder because he shot somebody who was actively robbing him in his house. Yes, in Canada, some robber breaks into the house, is like attacking the wife, robbing them, doing all this stuff. Guy who owns the home shoots the robber. Guy who owns the home and shot the robber is now charged for murder and like going to jail. Not the robber who was like clapping his wife in front of him while robbing his stuff. They literally flipped it on its head, and the robbers just have the keys to the world up there.
Like I said, everything is upside down. Nothing makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know a politically correct way to say it, but if they were to say, give up all your protection, give up whatever here in the U.S., you would turn millions of people into very comfortable outlaws that day, because no one's turned them in. We're like, nah, come and get them, please. Like, good luck, because we see all over the place where they've done that. And like Canada, it's like the guy who's defending his wife and home is now in jail. It's like, yeah, that's not going to be us. Like, we'll fight you again in hell afterwards, but we're not doing that.
Not here.
Keep you safe at night. They want to take away guns because it's easy to control people if they don't have any way to fight.
Hey, buddy, what your little AR-15 gonna do when the government comes to take it?
Well, Ukraine started handing out rifles to all of their citizens when the Russians invaded, so what?
Dude, he didn't get a strike for doing this?
It's still there. Like, I don't know. Thank you, Samson. That basically destroyed the left's gun control debate forever.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
Because they're all pro-Ukraine. Like, all the left is like cheering. They got the flags everywhere. They got all that. It's like, okay.
You heard that Ukraine now is out of bullets, right?
They're always out of bullets. They're always out of something. It might have something to do with only a third of the money getting to the fighters.
Ukraine is now officially out of bullets. You know what that means for America? Shortages are coming. Price increases too. Go get them now.
Great. It's just what we need.
It comes to take it.
Well, Ukraine started handing out rifles to all of their citizens when the Russians invaded, so what about that? I thought it wouldn't help. I guarantee that it'd be better than nothing. I hope it never does, but if the day comes, I bet that you're gonna wish that you had something. This is the only country on earth where the people have real strength. And nowadays, with all the shit going on, that's the only thing that makes me feel safe. If there's anything that I've learned in the past couple years looking back at the pandemic, all of the shit that we have is fragile, and it could snap at any second. Fuck all of the politicians. I don't trust anything they say. Take the word gun out of gun control, and that's all that it is at the end of the day. I don't give a...
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it is, control.
It's just control. It's 100%
That's all it is.
Just control.
That's all it is. That was precious.
Yeah. No, he's crushing it.
But fuck how crazy you think that I look or I sound when I say this shit, but our Second Amendment's the only thing that stands between us and a dictatorship. And as for the kids, I'm not a security expert, so I won't act like one. But I think that if we can send over $50 billion to Ukraine, we could surely spend that much, or more, or less, here in our own country to fortify our schools and make them more secure so that every kid can get an education safe and sound. Place several trained armed guards in every school across America. You know, real men who won't stand by for 45 minutes in the hallway while a shooting unfolds in front of their own eyes. And pay them well, too. There's veterans that need the work. Why not?
I'm down for a part-time.
There's a lot of people that complain, but he is giving a solution too. And it's not a stupid one when you think about the money. Like, how many people can you hire with $50 billion?
A lot.
A lot. You could cover every school over and over and over again. Like, that, the amount of money we've sent for the foreign aid is psychotic compared to what the actual cost to protect the kids would be. That's just fact, and he's laying it out right here. Says, I don't know if Armando has heard it or not, but I got 20 towards Samson, 46 equals 13. Who wants to help the cause? For only $1 a day, we can support a healthy round to get to its intended target.
I'm down.
Okay, yeah, I'm down.
Not protect our kids the same way that we protect you. Politicians are protected by guns. Celebrities are protected by guns. Every important person that walks this earth is protected by a gun. But our kids, they're important, just not as much as you.
I like that one.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
You guys need to recommend more of these. Just saying.
Yeah, for Armando from PewPewNation to come in, talk about his LGS, the new thing coming in. I mean, he was spitting nothing but facts there. Like, what are we even talking about with that? The whole gun control debate is ridiculous.
Mike said something about 46 equals 13. Is
Oh,
that
yeah,
another one?
yeah, that's. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Make sure you head on over to Armando's channel at PewPewNation TV. Give him a subscribe, like, check out some of his videos. It's always great to have him on with a great perspective.
Thank you, guys.
So we're going to roll out. Like I said, I quit my job. So while I'm looking for something else, I'm going to be hardcore editing and making videos in here. So I'll see you later. Got from Mike Ross, hell yes, Mondo needs more Samson. Oh yes, yes, awesome. People are excited, they like it. Want to deliver a good experience with the stream. Oh man, yeah, Rogue. I still feel scarred from Samson, leave the kids out of it. I know what you're talking about. We're not going there today. We're not going there today. Nancy was great. You saw Nancy, the one that I made. Yeah, that's...
Oh God, now I got a visual.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.